You guys, I mean, in all seriousness, this is the whole like, why did you decide to not sit by me?
No, I'm doing this for the recording.
Oh, okay.
You haven't been going to yoga because of it, but she was told.
Haven't been going to yoga. You were told to lay off. All right.
So rest, physical therapy, inflammation, medication, and injections.
Okay, and who told you to rest? Just at
the
what?
Whatever, yeah.
The doctor.
Yeah.
Your doctor, your provider.
Yeah, the doctor, but I don't know what he's called. The doctor for
pain doctor.
It was that
orthopedic.
Yeah,
yes, that's what it was.
Okay. So great, and I have a great book that Martin's. So this is a really good friend of mine from Colombia, right? And I met Martin doing a lot of. He's a great. He's one of a friend of mine. His wife's a physician and practices in Colombia. Used to be Bogota, now it's Medellin. Kind of like, and has a practice like Amy. So he had a yoga studio down there. He's done lots of teacher trainings, and we've done lots of teacher trainings together. And so he recommended a great book to me just the other day, and I haven't listened to it all, but I listen to books. I don't read them, so that's my preferred way to get things in my brain. But the whole thing is it's called Pain Free. And really one of the concepts of that book, and it's been one of my concepts, but I love to have somebody else agree with me, so I can look at it. Not just coming from me because, what do I know? But we're human beings, and we are meant for movement. And like what gives us pain as a whole is we don't move. I mean, we feel like in our situation a lot of times, like, well, no, Brad, I move all the time, but we don't move like man, woman used to move, like we're meant to move, like 200 years ago, 300 years ago, like prior to cars, air conditioners, all the things that we have now. Hi, welcome. You can come right here.
Can you come up here?
So we
got to keep that space free because we're recording.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, Bernice.
No, it's okay.
Anyway, so to answer the question in a roundabout way is like, the whole reason this class was designed, or that I came up with this class, was because I had pain. I had chronic pain. I had chronic pain for 10 years. I was doing yoga every day of my life, and it wasn't going away. It wasn't getting better. It was honestly, it was kind of getting worse in some respects. So I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I'm moving, I'm stretching, I'm doing the things I'm meant to do, and it was not getting better. So I love yoga, and if you know me very, very long, you know how much I love yoga. But what I kind of conceptually started looking for was ways to heal better. Kind of get through the hump of the stuff. So to kind of answer your question, that's really what this whole class is designed for. So everybody in here is in charge of their own body, meaning that you never have to do one chaturanga. Martin and I were talking about, like, Martin has a podcast, and it's called, is it the worst 10 poses in yoga or something like that?
That was one episode I did.
Yeah. And it's like
the stupidest poses in yoga.
The stupidest poses in yoga. And what was the number one stupidest pose?
Chaturanga.
Chaturanga. And why was it the stupidest pose?
It's the stupidest pose because we do it so often, like so much repetition. We do it so unconsciously, generally, like with terrible alignment, generally. Like we muscle through it, and it causes so much shoulder injury and just tightness, and it undoes all of the great work we do, to open our body. By doing this chaturanga pose, we close it again. So it's like, it's the stupidest pose. That's not to say that
I love that pose.
That you can't do it like in an intelligent way, but it's the stupidest pose because most people are doing it in a way that it's really not serving any function.
We kind of fly through them. I personally flew through them, and like my back, I would just cave into my low back, right? So like my low back pain, which will get worse and worse. Come on in, Brittany. You're not.
It's so funny, that's not funny, but we were going to a class that the teacher does a lot of chaturanga. Like, she's like, literally, you never get off your arms. Like,
right.
You're on this for like the entire class.
She broke you.
Right.
4 of those classes, I couldn't even do one. I couldn't even push up.
Just to clarify, stupidest pose is like this. I'm referring to this movement here. I'm not referring to.
It was the down one, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
low, like the crocodile. Yeah. So kind of, that's how we heard so many, especially like let's just face it, like males have more chest strength or upper body strength than females, right? That's the way we're designed. And so like the females, you know, we're all competitive by nature. I would say, I'm putting it all. I mean, most of us in here probably are all competitive if we kind of get down through it. And nobody wants to be the person not doing the chaturangas or the whatevers. And we all want to get stronger. So we power through it no matter what. You know, I sacrificed my form. And I caved in my low back, and my pain just got worse and worse and worse, and so I was kind of trying to figure it all out. And so the whole reason I kind of designed this class was for that, you know, not just pain in the shoulders, but pain in the low back, pain in the knees, pain in the hips, and ankles, and all that good stuff. So really the intention for this class for me is to create more strength. I feel like I'm in better shape than I've ever been in, and I've been in this kind of style for about a year now. And I definitely feel better than I've ever felt, or have felt in the last 10 years of my life. So my joints feel more open, and I feel less pain and less restriction. So to answer your question, so number one, I empower each of us, right? Each and every one of us on our mat to be together and be here, but to also not do something that is inflammatory. Meaning that I like to say it this way, kind of like, in my room over there where I work on bodies, physical bodies all day long, things I do hurt, right? And it's kind of like that, but it's in order to heal. Like I feel like we're always gonna, like, I say this, like if you have pain, you're gonna have this pain for a while at this level. And so sometimes like I say we're squishing all that future pain into moments of right now, so we don't have to feel that later. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, don't do something that, like, if it's going to be a bend or break kind of thing, that's a no-go. Mm-hmm. But if like this sucks, you know, this is burning is trust your own judgment, trust your intuition, right? So that's really
and
big.
Understand that you have fascia, so it's going to hurt when you're stretching it.
Right.
It's
True
going to hurt. That's the only way you can move past a little bit is to have a little bit of pain. But you'll instinctually know when it feels like good pain or bad pain. Right. And it's going to hurt you.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
there's other different. It's just trusting.
It's different, right? It's the difference. So like if I do any more of that, I'm gonna snap. Mm-hmm. Bad pain. This is burning and hurting, and like I want to come out of it. Can I just stay for one more breath? Mm-hmm. Right? Can I breathe one more breath? Yeah, I did that. Okay, now that I'm here, can I stay for one more breath? Right. And then that's kind of our goal, is to kind of get, you know, just one more breath, and not to the detriment of like caving into the pose, like Martin was saying. It was like, let me just do all that. So
when I broke my foot, I did my rehab inside here.
I
didn't go anywhere.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I came through here and stretched it back and knew instinctively when it was this and when it was that. But I mean, I just listened to my head.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I've taken most of the chaturangas out of this class, and if you've done much of this class, you kind of know that we don't do nearly as many chaturangas. I mean, we'll do a little bit of slow lowering all the way, but it's like mostly kind of cobras and things like that, and rotations of the shoulders, and to get the whole chain of events kind of flowing and going. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's practice yoga. Let's have some fun. Let's start on our back today, because I want to kind of give, like, for me personally, what I think I did for 10 years of my yoga career was I didn't do my hips the way that I heard them said in class, and I feel like that was part of my own personal pain journey. So I want to give you this gift of like just feeling it. Okay? Lay on your back, get comfortable. You can start in Supta Baddha Konasana or Shavasana or knees bent or whatever feels good in your body. So just go there, let your eyes close, have a moment that feels good. And it's okay to touch your neighbor. So as you start to allow your body to just sink into your mat, to let your muscles turn off, start to direct your intention, you're looking into your belly. Start to breathe into your belly, and as you're breathing in, allow your belly to rise up like a balloon. And as you're breathing out, allow your belly to fall. And so you're just breathing in, building up, and breathing out, letting go. intention into our lives, the intention of this class is about healing. And putting your own personal intention into that, whatever you need out of this class, whether it's kindness, love, healing, strength, you choose. Let's go ahead and do 3 clearing breaths together. Take a big inhale through your nose. Let your mouth open, let out a little bit of squeeze it all the way out. And then back in through your nose, let your belly blow up. Open in a big And then one more time, big breath. Let you inhale through your nose, into your belly. This time take a little extra sip in. Open and a And we're just switching into closed mouth breathing, in and out through your nose. And we're just going to take our feet, we're going to start to move. We're going to take our feet about as wide as our mat. Put a little W in your arm, or say, think cactus arms. Elbows about shoulder height or a little lower. Then you're just going to take your knees over to the right. And take both your knees to the floor over to the left. And so we're just going back and forth, side to side. Just kind of getting some motion. Okay, and then let's stop in the center. I want you to kind of bring your chin down a little bit toward your chest. You can take your arms down by your side 45 degrees, or even bring your elbows in beside the ribs with your hands or fingers up toward the ceiling, elbows bent. And then taking a big breath in, I want you to press down in the small of your back, right? Ignite your belly button, squeeze. Keep breathing right here, in and out through your nose. Right, so what we've just created is when your yoga teacher says Uddiyana Bandha, this is the sensation that they're looking for. Right, and this is also kind of our safe backspace that we're going to do all of our poses in. So when I say tuck your tailbone or Uddiyana Bandha, this is kind of the sensation that we're looking for. So relax, let your back come off the floor, move your knees over to the right, over to the left. Back to center, take a big inhale. And then on your exhale, Uddiyana Bandha or tailbone tuck, squeeze. Small your back's on the floor. Just keep breathing right here, in and out. And ignite your glutes, keep the small of your back on the floor, squeeze your booty, and then lift up your hips. Squeeze your butt. Slowly lower, tap the small of your back to the floor. Ignite your glutes back up to the ceiling. Right down and tap. Back up. I'm going to do about 3 more. Just small of your back hits the floor first, keeping your core engaged. And then back up, squeeze your glutes, try to take your, press into your feet, take your hips a little higher. Couple more. Up, squeeze, press. down, tap. One more time, taking it up, squeezing your glutes, pressing into your feet, and then back down. Nice, just take your knees over, heel to your feet right as wide as your mat again, take your knees over to the right, then up and over to the left. Back up over to the right, and over to your left. Nice, we're gonna come back up, we're gonna make our way to hands and knees. And in that book I was talking about, pain-free, this is a new way I learned how to do cat-cows, and I love them. So Martin showed me this the other day. So instead of doing kind of our traditional cat-cows where we're kind of doing it all at once, I want you to think about your tailbone, right? So we're gonna inhale, or we're gonna start to exhale. So take a big breath in, just neutral. Exhale. Nice, and then from here, I want you to start to try to tuck your tailbone. Leave yours, don't press into your hands yet, but just start your chain of events from your tailbone, start to round. And then when you get to your hands, start to press, and then take your chin to your chest. Pause. And then from your tailbone, start to uncurl. Start to lower your chest and start to look up. You're breathing in. And then you're breathing out, but you're not pressing there. You're starting from your tailbone. Rounding, and then the last thing to go is your head. Starting from the tailbone, start to turn it up toward the sky. Through the mid-back, looking up. And then from the tailbone, curling. You can still press down in your hands when you get there, but really press or tuck the tailbone, squeeze the tummy. And then uncurl from the tailbone. Looking up. And then from the tailbone, curl. It's kind of like a chain that starts from the bottom versus kind of together. And from the tailbone, uncurl. Does that feel different to anybody? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels really different to me in my body. A couple more times. Plus, my brain has to think a lot more about it. Okay, so taking some big hip circles. So take your hips back to your heels, off of your mat, in front of your mat. You're just swinging your hips. Nice, and then going the other direction. And then into a down dog. Just pedaling your down dog out, bending and straightening. Nice, and then from here, find a neutral position in your down dog. Tuck your tailbone. Lift the pit of the belly. Stay here and breathe. And if it hurts your wrist, you can always put your elbows down as well, or put your hands on some blocks. And remember when I was doing yoga, like it was one of the worst positions ever, was down dog. And just breathing. Okay, lift your right leg, bend it, and stack it. Make some big ankle circles. Press your right heel or your left heel toward the floor, stretching out the back of the left leg. Ankle circles the other way. You can always modify by putting your knees down too.
Just getting some stretch. So it needs to actually be down there still right here, getting the shoulder stretch. Yeah. And then make some big hip circles. Yeah, so we're all here together doing whatever we do for our body, just strengthening ourselves as a community, as a whole. Letting go whether we're doing anything or not, we're just doing what we're doing. Going the other way. Nice, and then bring your right knee to your right elbow. Breathe. And then press into the floor like you're trying to break it. Just breathe in here. Round the back, tuck the tailbone. Nice, and shoot your right leg back, stay in plank. Drop your knees if you need that. Support, we're gonna make some big body circles. So we're just circling our shoulders around the wrists. And then we're going to go the circles the other way. Nice, and then just press back downward dog. Take a big breath in. Let go of the big hug. Nice, and then lift your left leg. Bend it, stack it. Start with making some circles of your foot. Ankle circles. Breathe. And going the other way. Nice hip circles. Nice. Free crack. Go the other way. Okay, rest your left knee on your left elbow. Breathe. And as we say it often, if you want the next level of this pose, just simply lift your lips. Okay, shoot that back. We're gonna make some big body circles. Drop your knees if you need that. Circles the other direction. Okay, back to center. We're going to drop our elbows. Right from here, I want you to tuck your tailbone. Find that sensation that we parallel back on the floor. Breathe here. And then just a few kneecaps. So you're going to bring your right knee, tap your right elbow, press that back. Left knee, tap that back. Just a few times back and forth. No more than 100. Okay, last 5. Last 4. Just see if you're listening. Last 3. 2. 1 more each side. Okay, back to center. 5 breaths. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your tummy, turn on your core. My favorite way to do core work is in like this lengthened position. Okay, drop your hips. I don't lift your lips. Pull your shoulders down. Big head circles. So chin to chest. Big head rolls. Other way. Nice. Press back to a child's pose. Thread your right arm under your left. Take a few deep breaths. And switch sides. Right when our brain starts to wander, just turn it back into our breath, in and out. Down dog. Take a few pedals. And then step your right foot outside of your right hand. Spin your back heel flat. I know if it won't go up there, just kind of inch it along, kind of help it along, just get it on. I know, I promise. Then spin your back heel flat. Wiggle it on up there, right up here by your hand.
I can't get it.
It's okay. Then bring it a little further. So just kind of come down, drop your back knee, wiggle it up here like that, so it's on up here, so it's under your knee. Put a block under your right hand if you want to. Reach up with your left, you're gonna make it. It's perfect. Put your block right here. There you go. Just reach out. Now you squeeze your back leg and then push your hips toward your neighbor to your left. Think up dog right here. A little lean back. Look up and see your left thumb. Stretch your fingers apart. Okay, reach under your right leg. Tickle your neighbor to the right. And then reach back up, open up. Back under. And back to open. And just back and forth on a pace that feels good. Just stretch into the end range, meaning at the end of each motion, get a little extra fire, a little extra stretch, a little extra opening. Just breathe, taking care of yourself, doing amazing. And just remember, child's pose is available anytime you want to go there. It's not a have to, it's not all or nothing. 2 more. Nice, 1 more.
I'm dying.
I know. Warm-up's almost over.
Don't say that too.
Okay. Release your left arm, release your back heel. We're coming into a lizard. So walk your right foot out, point your right toes to about 2 o'clock. Bring blocks under your elbows if you want. And then I want you to circle your hips. Right up here. There you go.
You got this, Trina.
And just breathe in and out. You're doing it perfectly. You just do you. Go the other way. Taking life easy. I mean, if we get to choose, right?
Yeah.
Okay, back to center. Pull your chest forward, squeeze your back leg, and then with your press your right thigh out. Pull your elbows back. Okay, drop your back knee, come up on your hands. With your right hand reach back like you're shaking hands. If you want to, bend your back knee, grab your back foot. Yeah, and then we're going to go side to side with that foot. We're going to try to put the left heel on the floor to the left toes to the floor to the right. And we're just going a little side to side. Just letting go of all of our drama. Back and forth, side to side. Yeah, you just do this. So this is another, as a modification, you can just kind of wiggle your hips just a little. Just get a little bit of wiggling in there, right? It's the same thing. It's just moving something. So like, for me, when I first started moving my hips like this, it did not feel good. It was like, I had lots of clicking, lots of stuckness, and I was like, and it hurt. So no, that was like a year ago for me. I have no pain now in my hips. So it will improve. Okay, from there, we're coming into Skandasana. So back of your mat. Sink into your heel, lift your front foot. Find your breath. Keep breathing.
Don't copy my phone.
You're doing perfect. You just do you and breathe. And the option to reach up with your right hand, twist or bind. Now I want you to weight high with your toes, squeeze them down, and then spread them apart. Squeeze them down, pull your foot back, spread them apart. One more time, squeeze them down, spread them apart. Okay, switch sides. Breathe in. Right, is it, what, say that again, Laura.
Each side's different.
Each side's different, right? Is that true for anybody else in the room?
Yes.
Right, like everybody in here. Each side's different.
Because we've had babies.
And because we've had babies, I haven't had one of those, but I feel like I have. So, well, I can't say that, but I feel, but my hips have felt very stuck. I'll say it that way. Okay, twist. So pick up your left arm, take a bind, come back into your breath and breathe. In and out through your nose. Right, so we've got all this like stuff going on, and we want to, and a lot of times we want to panic in it. Can we simply just kind of breathe and stay and find a little bit of ease in our discomfort? Just as a practice. Okay, to the center of your mat. Turn your toes in, heels out, fold. Oh, we didn't do the point and flex. Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah, what would we do? Okay, let's do the point and flex, so we'll be walking in circles the rest of the night. Squeeze your toes. Spread your toes. Squeeze. And spread. Two more. Squeeze. And spread. I find that hard in my foot. I don't know about anybody else in my foot. It's going to get stuck. It's very good. Thank you for reminding us. Okay, now to the center of your mat. Turn your toes in, heels out. Fold. Breathe. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Straighten your arm bones and lift your hands off your hips. Lift your toes. Take a few breaths here. High push-up. Right, and so I want you to lift your hips in line with your shoulders here. So don't drop your hips. Keep them lifted and then make some big body circles. Always okay to put your knees down. Breathe in and out through your nose. Going the other way. I love these new 2-hour classes too.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
Is there music in a second? No.
No music today. Thank you. We're recording. I know. The music's in our head. Okay, place that YouTube kicks us off if we put music on there. Put your elbows down. Squeeze your tummy. I've already been kicked off YouTube several times the last 3 years. Okay, we're going to do a little side-to-side hip tap. So tap your left hip on your mat, lift and tap your right hip. And just up and over, back and forth. Last 50. Last 40. 30. 20. Each side, one more time. Back to center. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your tummy, 5 breaths. Breathe 5 times. Drop your knees if you need support. Okay, drop your hips. See how easy it is to lift your hips. Now, chin to chest, big head circles. Just taking out the tension. Other way. Nice, and we're going to press back into a hero's pose. So, if you have tighter knees, you may want to put a block under you. Take your knees together, take your feet almost as wide as your mat, point your toes in, heels out. So we're trying to get our feet wider than our hips. And from there, we want to lean onto our right foot, or left foot, either way. Point your toes across your mat. If you're on your right foot, that your toes over there, your right toe should be pointed that way, your left toe should be pointed that way, right? So back and forth, side to side. We're just moving, rolling under our foot, which kind of opens up the ankle and some of those other muscles, peroneals up there. So a little side to side. Yeah, so you kind of, when you roll it like that, Robin, now just come on over here on your foot, point your toes that way. Yes, like that. You feel how that stretches out your, yeah. So just getting some space, right? Couple more times, knees together, feet wide. All right, back to center, center and block if you like. Let your shoulders relax, chin to chest, big head lifts. Breathe in and out. Other way. Okay, just a little pause in the action. This is where the massage part comes in. So you're going to take your fingers, these little knuckles, and we're going to roll down to these knuckles in the middle of our foot. So right under the heel, the arch of our foot, we're just going to press. I know, it's so good. Back and forth. I know. So when we get cramps, a lot of times it's from electrolytes or magnesium, and/or a lot of times really even deeper than that, it's stuck muscles. Right, so like those stuck muscles that we've all had them, and so it starts to cramp up because some of those are already stuck. So I, for one, would get them all the time when I first started my yoga practice. So that's okay. Just come out and do whatever you need to do. Breathe. Okay, massage is over. Down, down. Big full breath in. Big sigh. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Spin your right heel flat. Reaching up with your left hand. Right, we're just gonna wiggle our hips a little side to side, stretch your fingers apart. Like, see how wide you can get them? Stretching out the fascia. Breathe. Okay, and then look up and see your right thumb. Squeeze your back leg. And then make space between your heart and where your belly button is. So pull your heart further away from your belly button as you squeeze your back leg. And then that sensation that we were on first of our mat, tuck your tailbone, Uddiyana Bandha. Keeping that, reach under your left leg. Back up and open. And just at your own pace. Breathe. I forgot how many we did last time. One more. One more. Deep. Open and breathe. Pause. Squeeze your fingers, stretch your toes. Pull your heart away from your belly button. Okay, back of your mat, Skandasana. Top of your mat, Skandasana. So we're just going to switch. So putting a little movement on this, side to side. One more each side. To center. I want you to heel toe your feet where they're about as wide as your shoulders, maybe a little wider than your shoulders. Point your toes straight ahead, and then drop your hips right in line with your knee. Not lower than your knees, but about knee height. And then kind of wiggle your chest in between your thighs. Reach forward with your hands. Spin your thumbs up toward the sky, lift your toes. Stretch your fingers. Then we're going to put a little action on this. We're going to bend the knees, tap the hips toward the floor. Straighten the knees up to the knee, straighten the knees, hips is in line with the knees. Back down and back up. Back and forth. In and out through your nose. You're okay. It's like have y'all seen Nemo? She touched the butt. One more. It's Finding Nemo, I think it is, right? Okay, so pause with your hips in line with your knees. Reach, spread your fingers, spread your toes. Okay, through vinyasa or right to your down dog. Maybe vinyasa all the way to the floor. Let's do it this way. Come on to cobra. Sorry, I'm just big head circles. Ujjayi. Breathing in and out through your nose. Other direction. Down dog. Big full breath in. Big giant ha. Okay, so we're going to go right side flip dog. So if you know flip dog, you're lifting your right leg, flipping over. If you don't practice flip dog, drop your left knee. We're coming into a modified side plank. Right, so flip dog if you know it. Side plank if you don't. Either one works. What we're going to do is we're going to make big lassos with the right arm. So big circles. Just as big a range of motion as you can make. Nice and slow. Other direction. back to center. I want you to take your right hand, place it between your shoulder blades wherever you are. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Down dog. Big full breath in. Big sigh. Ah. Okay, side plank modified. Drop your right one if you want to do that, or just flip dog. Lift your left leg, roll over. Either way, right knee's down, or you're flipping. Big arm circles. Other direction, doing amazing. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, full expression, squeeze your glutes, put your left palm between your shoulders, and breathe. Down dog. Nice. Drop your knees. Keep your toes curled under, sit back on your heels. Just adjust for the temperature, so we got a lot of breath in here today, it's okay. So we got our toes curled under, right? Breathing, we're gonna open up our wrists. So we're gonna take our hands out in front of us. We're gonna spin our fingers. We want our pinky fingers almost touching, right? Then we're just gonna put our palms of the hands down, heels of the hands down, like the whole heel of the hand. Right, and from there, sit back. Nice, and then from here, I want you to tuck your tailbone, right? So what that does is that lengthens our lat, or lift the tail of the belly. Breathe. We're just going to go a little side to side with our shoulders. A little bit of motion. Breathing in, breathing out, trying to find some peace. Right, back to center. Take a big breath. Exhale, sit back a little deeper, press down a little firmer, maybe lift your kneecaps, that's optional. Okay. We're just going to peel our palms off the floor, keep the fingers, so we don't want any space where the fingers meet the hand, we want that down on the ground. Just peel the palms back, spread your thumbs. Toes are still curled under, if you want them to be. You almost forget about them. Almost. Bend your elbows, we're driving our elbows to the floor. We still want that little tuck of the tailbone here, right? And then we're just going to move our shoulders a little side to side. If anybody doesn't need this one, raise your hand. Alright, so you don't want any space if you can. I know, but you just come down a little bit further. Yeah, and then from there you just lift as far as you can, right? Breathing. That's it. That's where the work is. Okay, now we're just going to simply flip our hands over, the backs of the hands down, press the arm bones down into your mat, sit back, press the hands forward. If you can, start to straighten your elbows. And if you can, start to spin the crease of your elbows toward the front of your mat. If you need it, you can push your bottom lip forward. It helps. Everybody knows it, we all just feel a little bit. Breathe. What y'all do in yoga today? We bent our wrists and we curled our toes.
They're so hard. Alright, side to side, right? Who knew? Just a simple wrist bend and toe bend, it was like so intense.
Very intense. It's good.
So good. It's a little side to side. Okay, back to center. Sit back a little deeper, press down a little firmer. This, Eric, is where you do push-ups. Right? Come on, Eric.
Try that.
Well, and the only reason I show that is to show what's possible, because I promise you, like a year ago, I was not doing that one. My wrists were so tired and so tight. Okay, sit back on your heels, toes are curled under, and you're just going to roll that out. Right, and just shake it out. No carpal tunnel. I know, and wait it out.
Which is hard for me to do.
Okay, then relax your shoulders, chin to chest, big head rolls. Breathe through your nose. Other way. Okay, back to center. I want you to close, let your eyes close. Breathe. And I want you to intentionally put into your brain what your intention is for your class, for what you're doing, what you need. Bless you. Okay, release your toes. Sit back. We're gonna rock a little side to side. Stretch your ankles. Just creating mobilely active bodies, right? From our feet all the way up through our heads. Out through our hands, our fingers. Okay, we're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to do some camel poses. So we're going to do some drop back poses. So from here, the intention is to strengthen our thighs right here. So as much as possible, not bending at the hips. So we're just going to drop back. If you need to push back up, right? I know.
So for those low back pain.
With low back pain, squeeze your glutes, right? And go back. You may just go back right here. It may not be far at all, and that's okay. The intent, but really activate your glutes. That's going to protect all this tightness.
Our feet flat.
This is the feet are flat, or they can be curled rather than be curled. But what I really want you to do is that Uddiyana Bandha, that little tailbone top. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That's going to protect your low back, right? So you can put your hands on your hips and come back, and it may just be like 1 inch, and that's okay. You still feel it, you're still firing your thighs, right? Mm-hmm. So this is basically bulletproofing our knees. One more time. Nice. Back up. We're going to camel pose. So squeeze your glutes. Open up your shoulders. 5 breaths. The more we fire our glutes, the more the front body relaxes. Right? It's our hip flexors that are attached to our low back. The psoas specifically. Big inhale. Full lion's breath. Now sit back, knees together, feet apart, and we'll rock side to side. Through your nose, closed mouth breathing, relaxing your shoulders. Okay, we're going to come off of our feet. We're going to face, we'll all face that way, whichever way you want to face, I don't care. Take your feet wide. Take a big full breath in.
fold. So like sitting on a block here is like really helpful if you got some tighter hips or low back issues. Sometimes it can really put your hips in a better position. So like you're doing a favor to yourself by getting a block. Now, wherever you are, walk your arms, your hands forward, tuck your tailbone, lift the pit of the belly. Take a few breaths in and out. And what you can give up right now to bring a little more ease. Into your life, your practice. Okay, come back up. We're going to take our elbows. We're going to lean forward. We're going to roll our left ribs over our left thigh. Come all the way up. We're doing big torso circles, basically. Roll. Try to touch your belly button to the floor. Try to keep your heart off the floor. Ujjayi. Okay, other direction. Okay, back to center. I want you to lay your left ribs over your left thigh. Press your left thigh, elbow into your inner left thigh, and reach over your head with your right arm. You kind of reach over and then spin your right ribs back. Press your right hip, your right glute toward the floor. Make some expansive breaths in your ribs, lungs. Other side. Breathe in. Giving up the try and just breathing, coming into your breath. Creating a little inner peace, a little inner joy. Okay, come up, take a big breath, tilt forward, breathe out, reach forward. Walk your fingertips as far forward as you can, stretch your toes and squeeze your thighs. So activate your legs. Press your heels into the ground, and then try to walk your fingertips a little further forward. Okay, come up. Turn toward your right leg, half pigeon. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. finding the rhythm of your breath, breathing in through your nose and letting go through your nose. If you were just thinking I'd like a little bit more, thread your left arm under your right, a little twist.
Oh.
Not have to. And then in this pose, scan your body, look for the places that you have some ease. We all know where we have tightness and stuckness, and that's a lot of times where our brain goes. Is there a place in your body right now where you have some freedom? And what you can give up to create a little more ease in yourself. Okay, come up, twist, just move to your left leg wherever it is. Half pigeon. Take a deep breath, and let go. And what you're doing right now, where do you have peace? Maybe just your baby toe. If you want to thread your right arm under your left, little twist. Option to show some teeth here too. And then from your breath, can you stretch and create more space from the inside of your body? A lot of times when we get to these places that are a little more intense, we start to shallow breathe, start to run, and you slow down.
I can't.
Just find a little bit of rhythm in your breath. Right? And if you need it, there's always child's pose. That is too a pose, a healing pose. We're just all right here together, healing together, inspiring one another. Right? And truly for me, like what I remember about when I started is like, you know, just I felt outside and the truth is we're all here together. We're all doing good things. Good things are happening in our bodies.
First ever showing up.
Right? Just imagine if it was just you, yourself in this class. We wouldn't be doing this. Or I wouldn't, if it was just me. So thank you. It's a practice. Okay, come on up. We're going to come into plow pose if you want. If you don't want to do plow pose, you can put your hips on a block and put your legs straight up. You can use either wall if you want to do that. I love plow pose. Just lean back, take your feet over your head, or hips on a block, legs straight up into the air. Find your breath. Just breathing in, breathing out. When we use our breath, it helps to turn off our fight or flight. It helps to calm. Right, and that's really one of the biggest things that's helped me in my whole life. I'm not near perfect, but I do have my breath, right? Because I'm a person that gets anxious and I run a little hot. And the breath work's really helped me. You're doing amazing.
You're not missing anything.
And you're doing the perfect. You showed up the first time. It is life changing. Just breathe with yourself. Breathe together. Okay, take your knees to your ears if you're in plow. Squeeze your ears. Okay, we're going to re-straighten our legs. We're going to roll out one vertebra at a time, very, very slowly. Nice, and then we're just going to let our feet go all the way down to the ground. Right, and then we're just going to push the small of our back on the ground. We're going to lift our feet 6 inches. The smaller your back's on the ground, reach toward your feet with your arms. Pull your shoulders down and away from your ears. See your toes. Then I want your pinky toes, I want you to bring them back toward your hips. So eversion. We'll just be here for 5 minutes. Okay, hug in. Squeeze in. Do a little circle with your knees. Tell your legs thank you for carrying you around everywhere you go. Go circles the other way. Happy baby. Okay, take your knees together, take your knees over to the left side of your mat. Bent knees, supine twist. Look over your right shoulder. And then just practice breathing into your lungs, stretching out your ribs, the cartilage in and out in between your ribs, just making a little more space. Good things are happening.
Too much. That's serious stuff.
You're doing amazing. Just keep breathing. It's what you can give up in this moment right now to find breath in and out. It may be that you just lay all the way flat on your mat. Switch sides. You're good. Good job. Deep breathing. back to sooner. We save the hardest one to the end. Shavasana. Stretch out. Let your feet go as wide as your mat. Turn your toes out, your palms up. Take a giant breath in here together. Let go with a big just find some ease. Maybe take your hand towel over your eyes.
Lay back. Just lay back and breathe. Some more cold. Oh.
deep breath in. Let everything go. Just give your fingers a little movement, your toes a little movement, wrists and ankles. Just doing a stretch from top to bottom. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a big squeeze. And just rolling to one of your sides. Keeping your eyes closed, pressing up to seated, cross-legged. Just bringing your hands to your heart. And the opportunity to take a moment to acknowledge one another for just showing up. Each and every one of us bringing something to this class. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May each and every being be happy and free. God bless and keep us. Have a great night, you guys. Namaste.
Namaste.